Kvetha. That means hi.
Greetings.
Hi, I'm Chris. You might recognize me because this is my YouTube channel.
And I'm Zach. I've played in a couple of Chris's own videos.
Today we are going to be talking about something that we both like. Hold up the book. These things. We're a big fan of the inheritance cycle, and as you probably know, the fourth book is coming out. So, being the nerds that we are, we've come up with a list of predictions for the book. And if we're right on any of the predictions, we're going to rub it to everyone's faces who actually watches this video, which is probably not going to be very many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even then, suckers!
Hey, you can't rub it in yet, though. We don't know if we're right yet.
Nah.
But in case we're right.
Yeah,
suckers! Okay. Let's get started.
Okay, so, Rock Cthian. We're guessing that it could possibly be...
well, there's a lot of locations that Cthian could be. Now, first off, you're probably wondering, what is Cthian? Cthian was mentioned in a Werecat's prophecy to Aragon, where that's where he'll find powers...
far greater than anyone could ever have imagined.
Well, it says in the thing, when your power is insufficient, probably when he realizes he has not enough power to fight Galbatorix, go to the Vault of Souls called Cthian. Cthian could possibly, our guesses are, on the island where the Dragon Riders originally had a stronghold.
Dorubea at Volgrad.
And then also, Urban itself. It's a very magical place. It was an elfin... Was the elfin capital?
It was an elven fortress city, which later they abandoned during the Dragon Wars, and then humans later found it and rebuilt it.
So there's a possibility that the Vault of Souls is also there. So that's our predictions for Cthian. And when we say Vault of Souls, we mean...
Eldunari, or Heart of Hearts.
Dragon Hearts. That's what we think that Aragon is going to find a bunch of, because that would definitely give some energy required to defeat Galbatorix. So the next thing we're going to talk about is our guess on Araya, Aragon's love. If it's one of those cheesy, like medieval books, which it kind of is, there's got to be love and Aragon. He loves Araya.
He exposed it to her so many times that he nearly lost his entire friendship with her.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's a couple possibilities that suggest that he's going to fall in love with her. One, we really believe that it's predictable that the next dragon egg is going to hatch to Araya. It
has to happen.
I mean, it doesn't have to happen, but who else is there? There's no one else really that's a main character.
Well, there's Roran or Katrina, but...
That's a possibility. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be Araya, because if Araya gets the next egg, and Saphira, like, had an attraction to Gladiator, because she thought it was the last male dragon, when suddenly there's another male dragon, I really think she's going to fall for that dragon, and if Araya is linked to the new dragon, and Aragon is linked to Saphira, and Saphira loves his
and if the two dragons like each other, Aragon and Araya already kind of have a little thing going on where they like each other. Aragon loves Araya, but she doesn't openly express her feelings for him because he's a dragon rider.
The connection is going to be stronger. The example with, what's the name of the Durvangata leader?
Triana?
Yeah, I think so. Like Aragon, was gonna, take her to, have, a drink or something, just to, have, a date or whatever, I guess. And Saphira was like, if whoever you love, I will love too.
Yeah, whoever you love, I will love too. Whoever you hate, I will hate them as well.
So if... That probably works in reverse. So if Saphira loves the new dragon, which we believe is going to hatch to Araya, Araya and Aragon are going to be the love. And then also, another thing that Zach brought up, they both have the same namesake, Shadeslayer.
Yeah. I mean, Aragon killed Durza, Araya killed Varog. So, it would almost have to match up.
Mm-hmm. There's the similarities. That's all we have for Araya, and then let's move on. Next thing we're going to talk about is the bad guys. Murtagh, Shurkin, Thorn, and Galbatorix himself.
Yeah.
Wait, did I say one twice?
No.
Okay. 4 guys. Or, sorry, 4...
2 guys, 2 dragons.
Exactly. What's going to happen? Well, there's a lot of different possibilities. If Galbatorix dies, Murtagh is free, and so will probably be a good guy, as is Shurkin, because Shurkin's also mind controlled.
However, there is the entire thing of being mentally linked for so long. it could be the entire thing of where Galbatorix dies, so does Shuriken.
Yeah. And also, Murtagh is like really stuck, or Aragon is concerning Murtagh. He's promised to kill Murtagh to the dwarves, and he's friends with Murtagh. This book might turn out to be kind of cheesy in the regards where Aragon saves Murtagh, and they become best friends. It could happen, but okay, what's your opinion on this, Zach? I really think Murtagh's gone bad, because he wanted to bring Aragon back. Like, he was under the spell of Galbatorix, but he also was like, oh, well, we'll ponder this idea in prison, instead of like, oh, you can pretend to capture me. Like, what do you think?
Well, for my honest opinion, your true name changes as you progress through life through different choices that you make.
Right.
For example, Dragon Rider's name could change if their dragon dies. So something that I'm guessing is that for some strange reason, Thorn might end up dying. That will change Murtagh's namesake.
Or it just might make Murtagh die, which would get rid of two bad guys
at once. But what are the kind of odds of that?
Another thing is that Murtagh just gets held off for a really long time, and then Galbatorix dies, and then the bonds on Murtagh disappear, and Murtagh becomes a good guy again. But the dwarves...
And when it comes down to a bloodlust, they want blood!
Yeah. As
seen with Azrak Annuin, if I remember correctly, the dwarf clan that tried to murder Aragon.
I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but yeah.
Something like that.
Dwarves could easily nurture a big hate for Murtagh. Speaking of Galbatorix, how are they going to die? How's he going to die, do you think?
I'm actually guessing that Elva, the child that Aragon blessed/cursed, is probably going to one that wields the knife and purges it through his heart. Aragon, as we've seen in the last 3 books, is perfectly fine with lopping off soldiers' heads in the middle of combat. But not when it came down to the notion of Sloane when he found him in the Gates of Death.
Or the slave trader.
Or the slave trader.
In the first book. So, I don't think Aragon's going to do the final blow.
Yeah,
it might be the elf queen, but...
Is Lanzadi?
Yeah, but I think it's going to be Elva. I really think there was some sort of foreshadowing where Elva, with her anticipation, could anticipate Galbatorix's move, therefore thwart his magic, and possibly kill him. Mm-hmm. Just a prediction. But Elva, I think she's just gone.
She's a
rebel.
Complete rogue.
A rebel.
I mean, she thanks Aragon for
her curse.
For her curse, but then she also holds a grudge against him for accidentally doing that. But then she forgives him.
She's weird. But now, speaking of weird, what about that one lady?
Oh, Angelina.
No. Well, yes, she's weird too. But Angelina was blessed. Angelina asked Saphira to bless this woman that was in the Varden camp who had like ripped her arms off to like get out of like shackles to like escape. Like, I think she's got to play some big role in the next book.
Quite possibly. I'm guessing that it'll have to do something with Murtagh and Thorn, but...
What do you mean? Do you think they're going to, like, their destiny or whatever Angela called it is to go after them?
Possibly. Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out. Next thing we have to talk about is one weird lady called Angela. We got 2 different ideas for what she is all about. Do you want to go first?
Alright. What I'm guessing is, how did she come across these? Knuckle bones of a dragon.
They're from the picture book.
Yeah. Aragon's Guide to Algasia.
Anyway, the knuckle bones.
What I'm guessing is how she got them was that she originally was a dragon rider who lost her dragon, but then took the knuckle bones because she'd heard that they were lucky for some reason.
Now, what evidence do you have for our viewers to support this?
She's lived an incredibly long time. She knows how to cast spells. She can identify most plants just with barely looking at them.
And also, if you notice in the book, magical people kind of gather a magical crowd. She's got a werecat with her. The elves got werecats, and they've got their magical forest. Aragon has these kind of people. There's kind of a connection.
Magic draws magic to each other, kind of like magnets.
Yeah. Another guess that I'm kind of leaning more towards is that she is an elf. Araya was able to alter her appearance when they were hiding in that, or when they were
in the 3rd book.
Yeah, when they're hiding. Maybe Angela is also an elf, who has changed her appearance and left. she might have, and she looks extremely old. And if you remember, the forge lady in the Elven Forest also looked really old. Yes, she was an elf. So elves can show signs of age. Maybe Angela was like one of the dragon slayers. Like, what if she killed dragons during the Dragon War? Something like that. Now, what about her teacher?
Oh yes, Tanga, the weird old hermit that's constantly changing questions.
What we kind of think is, there's a lot of characters, if you've noticed, or there's a lot of like minor characters, like the old woman who was like talking to Angela, and like there's a lot of characters out there. Could Tanga be a character that's going to come back? What do you think?
Post questions below, or ideas.
No, well, I don't think so. I think he's too small of a character.
Yeah, I mean, he's only in there for one chapter, and even then, he's working on the question.
Galbatorix is looking for the name of the language. The Razak hint at it, and Aragon doesn't get it. Like, if you like remind everyone that our race was of one of fear, the Razak will like, we'll tell you a secret about what Galbatorix is doing. It's like, okay, well, tell me what Galbatorix is doing first. I'm like,
I cannot tell you the name, the true name. We are guessing that quite possibly Galbatorix is looking for, as Chris said earlier, the true name of the ancient language, which whoever speaks it will have power beyond their wildest imaginings.
And they have power to control whoever uses it. So if Galbatorix finds the name, he will have power over the elves, Aragon,
anything that has to do with magic.
Heck, he might even have control over like Solumbum and dragons themselves. Like, this is literally the secret that no one should know. Galbatorix really wants power. Yes.
No kidding. I mean,
and this would be the ultimate power.
Yeah. Something that I'm guessing is that during the last final few minutes of the battle between Aragon and Galbatorix, Galbatorix will finally realize the true name of the ancient language, and he will speak it out loud right when he's about to use it against everyone in the lands of Alagasia, or wherever else magic speakers live. I'm guessing that Elva might appear behind Galbatorix and with a dagger, or quite possibly a sword or something, gut him through the heart.
You bring up a good point, because if Aragon hears the name, he's going to be a threat to everyone, and he's not going to like that. If Araya is there, and a couple other people, that's an excuse for the prediction that Aragon is going to leave Angalasia.
Yes. Quite possibly.
Because if he knows this, he might want to get away from it, and I just came to that right now. Like, that's a possibility. That could be a way to work in the prediction that Aragon's going to leave. Bringing to that point, why is Aragon going to leave? Besides what we just speculated, why might he want to leave?
You know, other than quite possibly hearing the true name of the ancient language, I can't really think of anything else.
He might be searching for other dragons, like, maybe, like, Saphira could die, possibly, or, like, Thorn or all the male dragons, like, one gender of the dragons could all die, and then they go looking for dragons overseas. Possibility.
He could go searching for the elves' homelands to live out there.
That's how Lord of the Rings ended.
True. So, odds.
Sorry if I just ruined Lord of the Rings, by the way.
Oh, so many people are going to hate you for that.
Continuing, Zach remembers reading something. I kind of remember it too. We don't remember where it is. If you remember where it is, post it in the comment section below. It might not. Who knows what book's in?
I remember for sure.
There's a dream that Aragon has.
It was one of his futuristic visions, like when he met, when he saw Araya and he scried her and he'd never seen her before.
Right. So, you remember the dream best.
Now,
tell me what happens.
If I remember correctly, Aragon said that he saw two hooded figures enter on a boat with several others. Then he looked up into the sky as the boat was sailing away. There were two dragons flying overhead. And on the beach, there was a single person standing there and yelled something out at them. At that instant, Aragon awoke, and he shook off the dream as just a weird little dream.
Yeah. It could be possible that the person on the beach was Murtagh, and overhead, Saphira and Thorn are fighting. Maybe, I don't know, that's a possibility. And then the people on the boat is Aragon, because he needs to leave Angalasia, and Araya. because they fall in love. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, what are the odds of Aragon and Araya falling in love?
This dream, we can't really find out where it is. We can't really read it to you and get more references and stuff, but we really think that if you notice there's a lot of foreshadowing in this book. It's like predicting what's going to happen in the future. Aragon's got to leave Angalasia for the end of the book. And this dream might be a dream of what happens. And then, like, so, we can't find it. So if anyone has found it and knows what we're talking about and knows where it is, put it in the comment section below the page number. And if we find someone who knows that, it will be appearing right here. Little annotation. The number will appear right here. Yes. Did a number appear right here? I don't know.
He's half crazy after reading some of these books, so.
Oh god. Let's stop this. Right now, when we last left off in the end of Brissinger, what city?
They end at Finster, right about here.
Finstar was attacked by the Varden, and the elves had just conquered...
Gilead.
No,
they conquered Creon, and they were attacking Gilead, and that's where, what's his name? Gladir dies, along with, well, Ormus dies, Gladir gets turned into an Eldunari.
I thought he died at Ciron.
No.
Oh, okay. I need to review that. Anyway, so here I'm gonna pull out a map as well. So when looking at this, there's Uzek, where Aragon first used magic. That does not need to be conquered. It's a small village that no one really cares about.
Probably rescued around by Gurgles.
Yeah. However, what still needs to be taken over is because the Carvajal and Trinsfold are no big deal. Gilead.
It was under siege in the last book by the elves.
Gilead is important. That's like a big stronghold. Tarim might, but it could be bypassed because it's really...
I don't know, what they'd have to cross over through the spine, and if we all remember correctly, Galbatorix lost a good portion of his army just searching through those mountains.
However, there's the lake Torak. Troops might get transported down from Torak, and they'd be right next to Drasleona and Helgrind. But Tarim is more defense than offense, so I mean, we don't think Tarim's going to be that big.
They've got the ocean to one side. The buildings are angled so that archers can fire down off the roofs, over the walls.
It's all defense.
You don't really want to try and attack that kind of city.
Right.
But the two cities that will have to be captured are Bathleona and Drasleona.
Now, remember, Finistar has already been taken over, right? Take it over.
Finster has been taken over.
Has been taken over. There's Uraben, which is like next in line. However, we think that Drasleona is next because Uraben is not going to be the last. Or it has to be the last. It's the final conclusion. That's what Galbatorix is going to be. So there's Drasleona for the Varden, coming up heading north, and then heading south is the elves. They must conquer Gilead,
which they have already encompassed.
They're working on it. Then they got to cross more of the desert, or the big plains area. Then they're at Uraben. So the remainder of the book is going to be the battle of Bathleona, Drasleona,
and Uraben.
And then Uraben. Also, another thing that's brought up. We think that Aragon and Araya are going to take the next dragon egg. Why? Because they want another dragon rider, and two, there's going to be another dragon. There's a green dragon on the cover of the book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did come out. So, they need to get another dragon egg. Now, what my question is, how is the dragon going to mature enough to actually be willing to, or be able to fight? Thorn had, like, steroids put in him or something.
Yeah, magical spells put by Galbatorix.
Right. How is this new dragon, whatever its name's going to be, gonna grow fast enough? Now, what I'm thinking is, Araya and Aragon are gonna, and probably Roran, Roran's one of those fighters, they're gonna sneak in to a heavily fortified city through where
Geode originally found the passage into the elven-built city of Illatria, now called.
I never really talked about Geode either. Or Geode?
Geode.
He is looking for a secret way into some of the cities. He's probably going to find one, and that's going to enable Aragon and Araya to take another dragon egg.
Yes.
And then probably some mysterious kind of moment, Araya's going to like pick up the egg when they like steal it, and it's going to like shake and rattle like Saphira's did when Aragon first touched it. Like, Araya's going to be the next dragon rider, which is my prediction because it's not like they can take the egg and let everyone in the world touch it and wait for someone to hatch. It's got to happen fast. And it's not going to happen to Aragon. He's already got a dragon. And who else is going to work with Aragon besides Auric, who's a dwarf and can't be a dragon rider, Roran, who could be the next dragon rider, and Araya.
But don't you think that'd be a little cruel to Katrina if Roran is the next dragon rider?
Because he'd live forever and she'd die.
Yeah, so if you think about it, Roran's out of the equation. So the only left viable option is Araya.
Araya, who would actually be on a mission with Aragon. Now it could be Nashiwada. I always pronounce the name. Nashiwada, the leader of the Varden. Sorry if we're messing up or whatever, like the names and pronunciations. We're sorry.
Very sorry.
Okay. Anyway, there's no one really else, so we really think it's Araya. So this next green dragon, we think is going to belong to Araya. And then love, and we've already talked about that.
Blah blah blah.
I think we've covered everything. Hey guys, once again, this is Chris.
And I'm Zach.
Thanks for watching this video. If you've made it this far into the video, you have a bigger attention span than me. I promise you.
Yes, which is about the size of a squirrel for him.
Thank you.
Bro.
So, like I said, thanks for watching this video.
So yeah, if you have any comments or any predictions that you'd like to point out with us, please, please, please put it down below. We are really interested to see what you guys may have come up with.
Shot in, your dog is scratching at his eye. I think you should tell him to stop.
Jack!
Zachary!
Let's try that again.
Yeah, no one...
You're probably wondering, what? This is a loud plank. I'm gonna... Hey, just cut it real fast. Hey, can we shut the door?
Book, page 206.
You ready, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Come on!
Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Zachary, the garage door's open a couple of feet.
Come on!
Thanks.
Open up that window and get some air through here, please.
Okay.
Okay, so we're up at Trevor's house. You guys...
Jack!
Good throw, you missed. Keep going. We were just about to discuss something.
Okay.
If you've made it this far into the video, you have a bigger attention span than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, thank you for watching this video.
Yeah,
You missed it. Stop and start it again. You tell him the prediction part.
so, pretty much if, like, well, you know.
Let's do this again. We gotta plan this out.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about it. Hey guys, it's me. Let's try that again. May good. We say it together. Right? May good fortune
rule over you. May the stars watch over you, and may peace live in your heart.
Let's. Can we do that again?
We should just stay with the first one.
Let's just do it again. Stop and start it again. Shout out to Christopher Polini. We're big fans. We love your books, but we didn't like the movie. Can we direct the next one?
Yeah, I mean,
Or can we direct it?
Yeah, just being honest, Christopher. First book.
Wait, Christopher. We have the same name. It's a connection. We gotta. Can we start this again? This was awful. I totally just lost my train of thought there. Let's try that again. Ready, go. May good fortune.
May good fortune rule over you. May the stars watch over you, and may peace live in your heart.
We did it. High five. Oh.